Wow, sounds like things are heating up in the women's basketball scene. Caitlin Clark securing a major deal in the Unrivaled League, especially one that even top players like Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson didn't see coming, would be huge. Clark's unique style and marketability have really set her apart. It makes sense that Breanna Stewart and the league would recognize that potential in a big way. It's almost like they're betting on her to become one of the faces of the league and redefine its appeal. If this league contract is as big as it sounds, it's bound to stir up the competition and could motivate other stars to push for similar deals or even shake up team rosters as players vie for the spotlight.
Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal.
That's intense. The level of secrecy Unrivaled used to lock down Caitlin Clark is almost spy movie level. If they went to the extent of a no-disclosure rule that tight, it shows how seriously they're taking her signing. Unrivaled is clearly positioning Clark as a marquee player, and they probably see her as central to drawing in fans and reshaping the league's image. Keeping it all under wraps could have been about preventing any disruption with other stars or potential conflicts before everything was in place. It must be a massive contract, too, for them to keep it on such a need-to-know basis.
It has just been reported today that Caitlin Clark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full-court press to sign her.
Clark breaking her silence like this sends a loud message. For those who thought she'd stay away from Unrivaled, this is her way of reclaiming the narrative and asserting her presence. She's making it clear that she's not just in the league, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. This reveal could definitely send a shockwave, especially among players who might have underestimated her commitment or even breathed a sigh of relief thinking she wasn't going to be a competitor in that space. Absolutely. Clark entering Unrivaled with this kind of fanfare and secrecy just cranks up the excitement and tension for everyone. It's like she's putting her stamp on the league from day one, and you can bet it'll fuel some serious rivalries. Players like Angel Reese, A'ja Wilson, and even Breanna Stewart are now in a league that just got a whole lot more competitive, and Clark has set the tone as a player who won't shy away from big moments or the spotlight. The energy around this move will make every matchup electric, with fans on edge to see if Clark lives up to the hype and how her presence pushes other stars to elevate their game. It's storytelling in sports at its finest, a real recipe for unforgettable basketball.
Now, this is also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting Caitlin Clark. The Unrivaled League has 26 of their 30 players already.
Unrivaled seems like it's shaking up the game on a whole new level. If their mission is to flip the script, they're clearly taking bold steps to redefine what women's basketball can look like. They're not just aiming to bring in talent, they're reshaping the entire narrative around women's sports, focusing on exclusivity, excitement, and a fresh identity that sets them apart from other leagues. By making high-profile moves like signing Caitlin Clark under the radar and maintaining secrecy around contracts, Unrivaled is showing they don't play by traditional rules. They're committed to building a league where star power, media intrigue, and unique matchups drive the storylines. It's a power move that challenges the status quo and gives women's sports the type of larger-than-life branding that fans usually associate with men's leagues. If they keep this up, Unrivaled could be on its way to becoming a household name and changing the face of the game entirely.
Caitlin Clark is needed for this league. It should be one of their main goals is to get her to play in the league no matter what that costs, no matter what that is going to take.
With big names like Breanna Stewart and Nika UAM leading the charge, Unrivaled isn't just setting up the league. They're launching a full-scale movement to reimagine women's basketball. High energy, 3-on-3 games, primetime coverage, and a whole Showtime atmosphere signal that they're aiming to bring the intensity and entertainment factor women's basketball has been craving. From the outset, their focus on Caitlin Clark as the cornerstone player speaks volumes about the league's vision. Clark's dynamic style and magnetism are exactly what Unrivaled seems to want, a superstar who can draw fans, push boundaries, and bring fresh energy. This Showtime treatment, coupled with Clark's high-octane playing style, has the potential to redefine what people expect from women's basketball, making it just as captivating and media-driven as the men's side. It's like Unrivaled is out to show that women's hoops isn't just worthy of the spotlight, it's asterisk the spotlight.
Now they're realizing we might need Caitlin. Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlin Clark.
Unrivaled pulled off a masterstroke by leaving Caitlin Clark out of the initial spotlight, sparking a frenzy. Fans, sports shows, and social media were buzzing with theories and demands, asking, where's Caitlin? It's almost like they knew her absence would cause a stir, amplifying the hype around her even more. With the comment sections on fire and people glued to the updates, Unrivaled turned Clark into the league's missing piece, making her eventual entrance even more anticipated. It's clever marketing at its finest, letting Clark's absence become part of the story and creating an event around her debut. When she finally steps onto the court, it's going to be like the grand reveal everyone's been waiting for. And with that much buzz, her first game will probably be Asterisk, the Asterisk must-watch event that officially launches Unrivaled into the mainstream.
Go ahead and look. Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever's breaking.
Absolutely. Caitlin Clark's power to fill arenas is undeniable, and the fact that she wasn't on Unrivaled's starting roster had fans feeling seriously let down. For a rookie to boost attendance by 50% is rare, and Clark's draw goes beyond just her skills. She's a symbol of the future of women's basketball. So when Unrivaled didn't put her front and center, it felt almost insulting to her fans. Many probably questioned if the league understood what Clark represents or if they underestimated how crucial she'd be to their success. Fans saw her as essential to Unrivaled's big launch, and leaving her out seemed like a risky, even tone-deaf move. But now that she's breaking the silence, it's clear Unrivaled was playing a long game. They're creating a build-up that makes Clark's entry one of the most anticipated debuts women's basketball has seen. Her eventual arrival is going to feel like an asterisk event asterisk, one that could define the league's entire brand.
It's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats.
It's brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. It's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big draw.
Absolutely. Brianna Stewart and the Unrivaled team are clearly masters of strategy. By deliberately keeping Caitlin Clark's involvement under wraps, they created a perfect storm of anticipation and suspense. It's a classic marketing move, and it's worked brilliantly to keep fans engaged and talking. This strategy allows the league to showcase the full roster without being overshadowed by Clark's star power right away. Instead, they're building a narrative that culminates in a massive reveal, making her announcement feel like a monumental event. When Clark's deal is finally announced, it's going to resonate with the audience and elevate the entire league's profile. Stewart and her crew knew that the timing of the reveal would amplify its impact. It's about controlling the narrative and ensuring that when Clark does step into the spotlight, it's not just another signing. It's a statement. The anticipation and build-up will make her entrance that much more powerful, solidifying her status as a central figure in this new movement and likely drawing even more fans to the league.
The kind of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all the media circus surrounding her off the court, that just had to have been so much to handle.
That's an astonishing deal. A $75 million offer for Caitlin Clark not only positions her as the face of Unrivaled, but also sends a strong message about the league's ambitions. It's not just about basketball. It's about creating a brand, a marketing powerhouse that can elevate the profile of women's sports to new heights. This deal is structured to ensure that Clark isn't just a player. She's a multifaceted ambassador for the league. The guaranteed salary, along with endorsement deals and exclusive TV rights, signifies that Unrivaled is ready to invest heavily in her as a central figure in their narrative. Additionally, the mention of global expansion indicates that they're thinking big, potentially looking to take women's basketball worldwide and leverage Clark's popularity to tap into international markets. With such a significant investment, it's clear that Unrivaled is not only recognizing Clark's talent, but also her ability to drive engagement and elevate the league's profile across the globe. This could be a game changer for both Clark and the entire landscape of women's basketball.
To drive revenue so we can give the players extra income opportunities. I had to educate the players. They're like, good, $75 million divided by 144 payouts.
Caitlin Clark's $75 million deal is truly a groundbreaking moment in women's sports, particularly when you compare it to Audra Wilson's salary. While Wilson is undoubtedly one of the league's top players and reigning MVP, Clark's contract highlights a massive shift in how women's basketball can be valued, especially in the context of a new league like Unrivaled. Stewart and her team were savvy to anticipate how this kind of deal would create ripples throughout the player community. The moment other athletes get wind of such a substantial offer, it's likely to spark conversations about equity and value within the sport. Players might feel compelled to renegotiate their contracts or even consider their worth in the league's landscape, which could lead to a wave of adjustments across the board. Clark's deal signifies a new era, a level of investment that screams asterisk, potential asterisk, and asterisk, star power asterisk, in a way we haven't seen before in women's basketball. It's not just about a player getting a big payday, it's about the league signaling a new standard for how top talent should be compensated, and that's an exciting prospect for the future of women's sports.
And it was just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million.
Unrivaled's deal with TNT is a game changer. Securing a major network for over 45 televised games shows their commitment to making women's basketball a primetime staple. This move is about more than just exposure. It's about building a platform that can attract substantial viewership and engage fans on a level that the WNBA has struggled to achieve. The WNBA averaging around 657,000 viewers per game is impressive, but Unrivaled's ambitions are clearly aimed at surpassing that benchmark. With Caitlin Clark as the central figure, they're banking on her star power to draw in fans and possibly double that viewership. Clark has already proven she can captivate audiences, and with the right marketing and storytelling, Unrivaled is poised to create an electric atmosphere that brings even more attention to the sport. This focus on primetime broadcasting aligns perfectly with their strategy to elevate the profile of women's basketball, turning it into a must-watch event rather than just an afterthought. If they can successfully leverage Clark's popularity and create engaging matchups, it could very well reshape the landscape of women's sports and open the door for future investments and opportunities. The stakes are high, and the potential rewards are even higher.